Welcome in, everyone. I'm slightly put together today. I don't know what I'm doing as normal. I was like, oh, I gotta move those Legos that are sitting on the side there so I'll have room. And then I just never did it. So I had to quickly do it while I was in the act before stream really started. Okay, and then the music's being funny. I don't know why. Okay, let's do a refresh. Let me double check, make sure I switched back to... No, yep, I'm on the right profile. Okay, well, anyway, if you're not having technical difficulties, are you really streaming? Welcome in Alex, got first, and Devin got second. Welcome in, both of you. So, today we are starting the giant Hogsmeade. I say giant, it's only... And then I say only, like, that's a small amount. It's 3,228 pieces, and you can't really see over there. It's super bright, I know, and kind of in the side of the thing. But I was trying to have you guys see the box. So just ignore that for a moment. I don't know how many. It has 3 books, according to Lego. It has 3 books. I don't want to use that skizzer. And it looks like 6 shops or 5 shops from the front, but it's like 3 separate buildings. Kind of how they were doing the smaller Diagon Alley. They had like, you got 2 buildings in the box. But this is like 2 shops in 1 building, like in 2 buildings. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 12, a dozen minifigures in it. And I did measure this. In theory, can go on a regular shelf. It doesn't have to be on like a top shelf because it's not super tall. In theory. I already downloaded the digital direction, so that would be kind of together. Out of the way. Oh, I forgot to put my bongo cat thing up there. Create lobby. Copy. And I'll put the bongo cat lobby up there in a second. Some egg salad. I don't eat the salad. Macaroni salad, potato salad. I don't eat any of those. I don't eat condiments, really. I don't eat like mayonnaise or mustard or ketchup or barbecue sauce or any of that stuff. I know I'm weird. I'm not a huge sauce fan. We are just starting. We are sorting the bags. I never know if I should, like, if it's annoying to listen to like the bags being sorted on stream, or if nobody cares. So I usually do it on stream, but the whole time I wonder, would they prefer I not do it on stream like this? And my non-craft scissor seems to have vacated the premises, so I'm just fighting with tape. Because I don't want to use my good craft scissors to cut tape. There we go. Welcome in, cars, and I hope you're having a good day. Okay, no, that's a 9, not a 6. Okay. We got our giant book. You know, they're supposed to be kicking the butt. The Hubs is gonna have a long day today too. He and a coworker had to go to a class today, and it was like 3 hours away, so they had to get up like super early to drive, so they would be there to the class on time, and then it goes till like 3 o'clock this afternoon. So then it's another 3-hour drive home. So today's gonna be like, I don't know, like a 14-hour day or something like that. So it looks like 40 stickers. $43 stickers, sorry. 43 stickers on 3 separate pages. So we have like this one, and then this sticker sheet, and then this sticker sheet. I only found 3 sticker sheets, so hopefully that is all the stickers. Yeah, so there's 3 buildings. This first one looks like it's Honeydukes, Dervish and Bangs, and then the Owl Post. And then this one, of course, is the pub. And then this one is like 2 or 3 storefronts as well. But it's 3 buildings. So I have not gotten a set that has all paper bags so far. The most I've gotten is like the packet instruction booklets are in paper, or like extras, like wings or whatever. It is paper, but not the whole set being paper. I don't know how many bags. I did not look how many bags are supposed to be in this set. But it looks so far like 30 is the largest bag number I have. Oh, we got, of course, these plates, because this is what the buildings will go on. I found that guy. And we got a horse. Let's fold that in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 bags in this set. So, let's try to put them back in the box here. Oh, I thought the big box would help, but it just kind of slid away from me. Not so much. Draco, 3,228. Normally, I put them back kind of in order in like the bigger box instead of the small white box that comes in it. But I figured then, because I'm tiny, I wind up like having to climb inside the box to get some of them back out. But I don't think the small box is going to work. So, we get to take those all back out. Oh, it was a thought. It was an attempt. I will get your snickety snackety redeem as soon as I do this, Devin. Today is not organizing well. Ooh, hang on, come here. Oh. 28, 7, 26, 25, 24, 22. Okay, not so bad. I did get all the gift with purchases too when this went. Sorry guys, I'm usually more organized than this. Or at least I attempt to be. Today, not so much apparently. I believe I have built all the collector sets so far for Harry Potter. And now my brain is like, but did we? Let's see. Collectors. Harry Potter collectors. Is it gonna show me? Really? So I've done Hogwarts Castle, Diagon Alley, Gringotts. This is Hogsmeade. I've done the Hedwig and the Burrow. So yeah, I've done all the collector's edition so far. And I've done like the Hogwarts Castle and Ground where it's built mini scale. I need Diagon Alley like that. And then the castle main tower to go with the Great Hall I just built a couple weeks ago. One is a tiny bag. I don't know why it's a tiny bag to start with. So it talks about the wonders and secrets of Hogsmeade. Founded more than 1,000 years ago, Hogsmeade is truly picturesque It is a truly picturesque all wizarding village located near Hogwarts Castle. Here, students arrive via the Hogwarts Express at the start of their school year. From their third year onward, they are allowed to visit the village, shop for the essentials like remembrals or dung bombs, and enjoy a glass of warm, frothy butterbeer. And then it talks about collectibles. I have the smaller Hogsmeade Village. The two buildings they did a while ago, they're over there. I don't know if I did this advent calendar or not. It says from 2023. And it says Revelio, built in 3 sections. This set is full of fun and a few scary magical details. Wonky windows, snow-dusted rooftops, and crooked chimneys. Connected by cobblestone pathways, it is fully compatible with other LEGO Harry Potter modular buildings. All doors open so you can follow the LEGO figurine characters or maybe the floating lollipop and explore the famous shops and inns. So you have the Outpost, then Dervish and Bangs and Honeydukes, then the 3 broomsticks, the Hogshead, Scrivenshaw's Quill Shop, Zonko's Joke Shop. And then it says, no permission slip needed. An exciting challenge for us was recreating the frosty appearance of the snow-covered buildings while ensuring the interiors felt warm and cozy, except for the Hogshead, which is always cold and dark. Translating the skewed angles and complex architecture of Hogsmeade into Lego bricks inspired innovating new building techniques, and the final scene looks truly magical. And then it's got like a few pictures of like the movie, and then it starts. So we're going to need our horse right away. Our horse head moves a little bit. The legs don't move though. But we have the horse. So welcome in everyone, and I hope you are having a good day. I know I had tried to get it down to like 4 bags a stream, and then I would do other things, but I don't know. My brain is trying to work. It'd be like 6 streams if I did 5 bags a stream, and 5 streams if I did 6 bags a stream. I guess we'll just see how we get. I don't want to do like a ton of bags each thing, you know. Okay. We have a body and legs. This is Cornelius Fudge. He does not have the double face. He only has one face on his minifigure head. But he has his little bowler. And he uses like, I would say this is like the mid color, because there's like a dark brown, this brown, and then a much lighter, like almost khaki color wand. Are pretty much the 3 colors they use for wands. So he's got like the middle color wand. There we go. So there's Cornelius Fudge. And like I said, there's a dozen minifigures in this set. So it wants this brick on here. The reason I could start at noon today, I put it in Discord, but, you know, just in case people aren't in the Discord or they just, you know, have notifications turned off. I was able to start at noon today instead of 11 because Fantasy is helping at the Freshman Academy with, like, the new archers. So she's supposed to, like, show them how to wax their bow and stuff like that. But she'll be going to like 4:30 or 5 o'clock. So I could start a little bit later and have a little bit more time on stream today. I don't know if that is going to, I doubt it's going to stay like that. you know, but so today may be a one-off at this time, but that's what you did. This is gonna be like our little horse carriage. There it is. I did get fabric cut and start the Dracula's castle cross stitch, but I also got fabric cut out for the 2 bookmarks, and I got all the thread colors, so we can work on that if anybody wants. A wild Kobutops is loose in chat if anybody would like to play the Pokey game. I didn't look at what the new quests for this week are either. We can take a peek at that. I don't think I've ever done these this way. So we should have 2 snake heads, 2 of you, and 4 of you. Want this, then this, then a snake head. Ooh, I got the code for Bongo Cat and I didn't put it in there. Anyway, okay. It helps if I type right. Bongo Cat code. So if you have Bongo Cat and you would like to join, have your Bongo Cat on the screen, you can add that code and have your Bongo Cat. That's the little cat on top of the thing. When I click, or it moves, and I can make them look different. But I just got that orange kitty this morning. I have a green kitty too, which I actually kind of love because it you know, we are in the Halloween spirit here because I am in the Halloween spirit 24/7 all year long. Because I love Halloween. Oh, you know, it helps if I put on the things the right direction. I totally didn't even pay attention to which direction the carriage was facing in the picture when I put those on. So let me connect it. And if you want to put it on here, then you just take out the white piece for the horse that we put in, and then you put this in like that. Okay, apparently they show that the horse legs do move. Oh, they do. Okay, there we go. And then we can put Mr. Fudge in the carriage. So that's our first little bit. Ignore my hands, they're shaky today. I don't know why. And I'm just going to put this on here so I don't misplace it. And I'm going to leave those wands out because they may be used for other characters. There we go. because we need 2 and 1 of these. And of course, and while I was cleaning up this weekend, I did find my container, my giant container of brick separators, and I have so many in there. The little Tupperware thing barely wants to close now. So I'm kind of, something happened and I'm not entirely sure if it's a good thing or not. So during my big 2-year anniversary stream, 2 or 3 people came in and they were like doing the $ kind or whatever, and I didn't know what it was. And me being me, especially at 11 o'clock at night, did my normal sassy thing, and I was like, if you're trying to say like money for skin, you don't have enough money. And finally I was like, okay, they keep posting it, what are you doing? And they said it was like a donation, that they were getting my PayPal and donating money. And they did, and they donated what I would consider a considerable amount. But then we did a little research, and sometimes it's a scam. So like they donate the money and it does show up in your PayPal, but then they do like they tell PayPal it was fraudulent and they want their money back. So I am scared to spend any of it or like thank the people like, because I'm scared it's a scam. So like part of me wants to like, you know, make a little like video thing thanking them, pointing out their usernames and whatnot. And the other part worries that in a week or 2 it's gonna get like yanked back. And if I spend any real amount of it, then I'm on the hook to pay back that amount. So I don't know what to do. Okay. Stream, you guys can, or in view, you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Five, and then 1/4. And did it show me which one? Okay, we're gonna work on the part that's like the owl post, the other store, and the candy store is the first building we're working on. Honeydew, that's the name. Welcome in, Alex. Hopefully you and Joe are doing well. I did get the fabric cut and the colors for both those bookmarks. And I did start the Dracula castle this morning. But I feel like I could work on a bookmark on stream and do that off stream, or a combination of the two. Because I'm not I think I'm going to have to just hold the fabric for the bookmark because I don't think there's any way to put it in a hoop or anything. Ooh. Okay, first of all, I'm the kind of person who almost pukes when they do the swab of your nose for like the flu or when they swab you for strep throat, so I'm not good with those things. They were checking your stomach or were they looking at your throat? The nose I would probably be okay as long as they didn't do like the down. I don't think I've really had them stick a camera up my nose. Yeah, that's no fun. Okay, so this is probably like the candy store floor. The other day I was perusing um Etsy. I just check in because I don't really get like emails like, "Hey, people, this person you're following on Etsy has a sale or whatever." So I check in every once in a while, see if any like stuff is on sale. And the lady I've been getting the crochet patterns from, um, her patterns were 25% off. So I picked up a couple more. Um, and I made one of them mostly yesterday and I finished constructing it this morning. It's a velociraptor. It's a velociraptor dinosaur and its body is a gift wrapped present. And then it's got the tail, legs, and head and arms like coming out of the package. It's a velociraptor. And the other one, it was like a bundle. The other one that's with it is like it's a velociraptor Christmas tree. Like the dinosaur is a Christmas tree, its body. The gastroenterologist appointment I had yesterday was a total waste of time. I told the guys what had been happening. It's like we need to do more tests, and I asked them at gastro. He said yes. Yeah, almost like he didn't even know why you were there. Like he didn't know why you had the appointment. I hate when I go to a doctor and you've told the lady on the phone while who you were making the appointment with why you need the appointment. Then you told the nurse when you got there why you're there. And then the doctor comes in and is like, "Oh, what do we do? What are we here for today?" Like, did you not read anything? Did you not like how many people do I have to tell? And then sometimes it feels like nothing is accomplished at the appointment. You're like, "This was a total waste of my time." You don't even know why I'm here. How can you get anything done on my case when you're not, like, you don't even know why I'm here? I hear you've been having trouble swallowing. Yeah, it's not even why you're there. Like, sir, I think you have me confused with someone else. So when Boy Wonder had to take that ambulance in when he dislocated his knee at the beginning of the year, in the ambulance, I gave the guy because he asked about insurance, the one EMT. So I handed him. I told him we have Tricare Prime, and I handed him Boy Wonder's ID card because it has like when you flip it around, it has the right numbers for them for insurance. So he looked at it and he wrote some stuff down and he handed it back. And then I don't know, like a month later, we got a bill for the ambulance, which is not uncommon. They want you to submit, like. So I called them and I gave them all the numbers they needed off the back of the ID again. And since then, about once a month, we get a thing. And I call or I mail the parts they want in. And finally, yesterday, Crazy called again and he's like, "Listen, we've submitted this like 3 different times to you guys. We don't know what you want." And the lady's like, "Huh?" And so he gave her literally all the different numbers off the back of his Boy Wonders ID card, then gave him his ID that can be used with TRICARE as like the person who holds the insurance, versus a dependent on the insurance. And the lady's like, "Well, I'm going to call them and I'll call you back with what I find out." And he's like, "Fine." So, like, a half an hour had gone by and she still hadn't called. And he's like, maybe she couldn't get a hold of anybody. And then she finally called back and she was like, Tricare didn't even have the claim on file. Yeah, like, how do you want them to pay something they don't even have on file? So, in other words, we've been resubmitting to the ambulance company our information over and over and over again. And whoever is doing it on their end was not submitting it to TRICARE properly. So that's why TRICARE wasn't paying it. Like, I'm not sure how you want the insurance to pay something they don't even have on file. Yeah, since like March. I've been like every time they send a letter or call, I give them the information. Yeah. And so he's like, "So you finally got it?" She's like, "Yes, I'm going to resubmit it right now and hopefully it gets paid. You may still have a small copay, but yeah, like You keep harassing us about it, but you haven't done your job on your end. Yeah, because after the first time I called them and sent in the form with the signature, when I like the next time I got a call from them, I took the piece, like how a bill is, there's a piece you send back, but the other piece you keep. I took that piece and went to the TRICARE referral office on base and was like, did I do this right? You know what I mean? Like I filled out this bottom portion and sent it in. Um, like, is there anything you guys can do like on your end? Because it's just the referral office. It's not like they don't actually handle any payments. Just they make sure you can get a hold of the doctor you right. It's like it's utter bull crap. But the lady was like, no, if you talk to them on the phone and gave them all the information, all the numbers, because I never know which number is the right number, so I just give them all. Um, because at one place it's one number, at another place they say it's another number, so I just give them like the 2 or 3 numbers that are on the back there. Um, and she was like, nope, if you gave them that number plus the thing you sent back with like a signature authorization, that's all they should need to make sure I wasn't doing it wrong or like didn't do one step. You know how it is? Like sometimes it's like, oh, yes, that plus this, but they don't tell you about the plus this until like way later. Um, but she was like, no, you did everything right. Now it's just waiting on them, with the TRICARE to pay. And I was like, okay, so I didn't miss a step somewhere. I didn't forget to give them something that sometimes I don't even know that I have to give them. But yeah, like, so no, it was just them. And he told the lady, he's like, we've done this multiple times. Like, we don't know what you want from us. I don't doubt that it'll come back that there'll be like a small copay. Like they'll pay most of the ambulance bill and then we'll have to pay like a little copay. But I'm not going to be on the hook for whatever it was for the ambulance fee completely because you guys can't submit the insurance paperwork properly. Oh, that's why I'm looking in the wrong pile. Yeah, be like, yeah, I would pay the copay, but you already wasted so much of my time, you owe me money. And really, we wouldn't have even called an ambulance that night, except for the fact that we had just had a winter ice storm come through like 2 days before that, and I was not sure how clear the roads really were. So I didn't want us to like get in an accident driving to the hospital to, for him to be seen. Had it been like any other clear, normal day, I would have just put him in the car and taken him myself. Like, not bothered calling the ambulance. Okay. I'm not gathering these pieces in an efficient way in which I will know that I've gathered all these pieces. Yeah, usually, like, it's so messed up. When I originally got hurt and we called the ambulance, like, we had to, we were on the side of the road. It was really weird too. Like, the whole really medical billing system in the United States is crazy. And I honestly don't. If we ever did get to like a universal health system like you guys had, it would be a long time from now. Okay, not that one, this one. Like, it would be many, many moons down the road. Oh, I missed a piece. Because, frankly, the insurance companies and big pharma, like, donate a lot to people's campaign funds. So, politicians really aren't interested in voting for something like that. I think we need a cap on how much they can charge for medicines and stuff like that. Because it's ridiculous. You could go to the pharmacy and buy like a thing of pills, like Motrin, Advil, whatever, like headache medicine, your basic over the counter stuff, and get a big huge container of it for X amount of dollars. But if you're in the hospital and you get two of the same thing, suddenly it's $8 a pill. Oh, I cannot put things on correctly today. That is right. I know there's like a movement towards things, but like I think it's so like torn. I don't know that it'll ever really happen. But like I think there does need to be a cap. Like it costs X amount of dollars to research and make this product. You can charge X amount over that, like percentage wise. Like say it costs, if you broke it down over like your projected amount of patients that are going to take that pill in a year, if you break the cost down like per dose or whatever, you know what I mean? Like they should only be able to charge X amount over like production costs instead of like the dosage is really like $5 per patient, but we're going to charge 300. Like I think there needs to be some restrictions placed on like how much they can charge for certain things. But again, it comes back to that those type of companies donate a lot to people's campaign funds to get them elected. So then that person doesn't really have an interest in kind of setting any regulations to that, because then that company won't donate to their campaign to get them elected again. Yeah. So when we were active duty, you had choice with your TRICARE. You could be TRICARE Prime, which essentially means that unless you live crazy far away from the base, you're seen on base, and like you get your prescriptions on base, all that stuff. But you don't pay anything really. Like if you fill your, even now, if I take my prescription on base, I don't pay anything for the prescription, right? Which is why I drive to base and get all my prescriptions filled there, because I don't pay anything for them, like no extra. Um, but then they had what they called TRICARE Select, which meant you still have TRICARE as insurance, but there's copays at each visit, and if like some other things, and like caps for like surgery and stuff. Like you have to pay so much towards the surgery unless you've met your cap for the year, your insurance cap. And so we were always just TRICARE Prime because the kids saw specialists. There was no point. We would pay so much in like copays and stuff that it wasn't worth being able to see whoever we wanted off base, because frankly they were rarely seen on base. They had all the specialists off base. Yeah. So it was kind of, so TRICARE Prime and being seen on base is as close to what you have as your whole medical system as I can imagine here in the States. Like, you are seen on base at a base doctor unless you get a referral to be seen off base. So like a children's hospital or for the kids, or like I would see an ortho for my leg or pain management for my leg. That was done a lot off base, but that's like as close to your system as I can think of that we have here in the States. So after 2 bags, this is kind of where we are. This is like the snowy sidewalk, and then this would be the owl post. This is that other Zoinks. No, not Zoinks Joke Shop. Something else. Let me look at the stickers and I'll know it. Dervish and Bangs. And then this is Honeydukes. So I'm going to guess these stickers are based on the building. So this is probably all the stickers for this building. Then this is stickers for the other building. And then this is for well, this might. I'm trying to think what buildings they had. Oh, this is the Hogshead and Zoink's Junk Shop and Scrivencroft Shaft. I don't know. I can't pronounce that one. Okay. I was just making sure it wasn't fantasy for some reason. But that's where we are after 2 days. So silly me, I got all excited the other day. I was like, I'm gonna cut out this fabric. Joe still hasn't earned his kiddos. May just not give them back. Listen, he needs to learn actions and consequences and things like that. And I know as a parent, it's frustrating. At some point, you're like, oh God, I am so like just done with this. You can have it back. And sometimes it's almost like they don't want it back. Because, like, they know what they have to do, but they're just like, nah. But yeah, I got out the black fabric to do the Dracula, and I was like, okay, I'm going to trim the edge so we have nice edge. And then I was like, oh crap, black fabric on a mostly black mat. And even if I move the mat, I have a black desk. I had to go like find something that was like solid, not like soft. He keeps saying, "I've been a good boy," and I'm so that yeah, it's at home here with me where I see you and have to deal with you that matters. Like, I'm so glad you're behaving at school, but could you behave here too? Oh, we're gonna have ads in a minute. They will run for 3 minutes. They get rid of pre-rolls, and nobody likes pre-rolls, so you know. I don't build during the break. They are 3 minutes, and they will go all in one thing, and then we're good for another hour. If you have turbo, you know, you don't get ads. And if you're sub, you don't get ads. But like I said, I don't build during the ads, so you know. I don't. You'll just miss whatever nonsense I yammer on about. Um, but yeah. I don't care if he behaves at school. If he's going to misbehave, I'd rather be at school. Right, like, sir, please be the good boy where I have to deal with you. Act a fool at school, but I'm gonna need you to do the good boy thing at home if you want your stuff back. I have a friend, and when her boys were little and they'd act a fool, she would give them a washcloth and make them clean the baseboards of the house. She's like, sit on the floor and clean the baseboards. That was their punishment. And I was like, that's kind of ingenious because nobody wants to get down there and clean that. And, you know, you have time to sit and think about, your actions and how you should have behaved while you're down there cleaning the baseboards. I am going to go check on the boy. I think he has a class or is about to start a class. The one that starts at 1:15, is it? I thought they were all fine. Sorry about that, guys. I when I got out there, I remembered I needed to put another load of laundry in. He he gave me so much attitude this morning. He was pointing at a red car and said something I didn't hear. I asked what he said, and he half scoffed, half sighed. There's a red car. It was just as if we were walking into school. My kids do that too. We'll be walking or driving, and they'll be like, "Hey, there's that," and I'm like, "What?" Because when they do it when I'm driving, obviously I'm paying attention to the road, not necessarily what they're saying. And sometimes they'll be like, I won't hear it like the whole thing the first time, or I won't like understand why they're pointing it out. And they'll be like, "Hey, look at that car," and I'll be like, "Did it do something?" And they're like, "No, I mean, I just thought it was cool." Okay, well, I'm paying attention to driving, not every car that drives past us. Or we'll be like at a store and they'll do each other like, "Hey, there's look at that," and I'm like, "Huh? What's the significance?" And then they get like upset that I didn't know what they were talking about. Not all the time, but sometimes, and I'm like, I don't understand. They were like, "It's a red car," like the same thing. It's a red car. Oh, okay. Um, it's a nice red car. So it's not just him. The kid, mine are older, and they do it too. Like I don't always understand the significance, and it's almost like half a sentence. Like, what about it? What happened? What did it do? You know what I mean? Like, did it just run a red light? Me, I got a straw too, so I don't have to keep tipping the bottle up. But yeah, it is frustrating when they give you attitude and you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I'm sorry that I didn't instantly know why you were pointing that thing out or what you were pointing out, but don't cop an attitude. Our first sticker. Sticky icky icker. One, two. And I know where my tweezers are and where my brick separator is, depending on which one we think would be better. It's a sneakoscope. It turned at the last second. Dang it. There we go. I would ask him why he pointed it out, but he won't. Yeah. Like, but they either don't remember or like they're upset that they have to repeat themselves. And I'm like, I don't know what you want. Okay. So that's the sticker. So Fantasy made these fingerless gloves, like she knitted them for herself. They like go from like here and they have the thumb hole and then just down here. And then week before, she made ones that went up to her elbow. Just like trying different things. And she wears them to school and like the teachers ask like, "Hey, did you make those yourself?" Other kids ask whatever. Right? That was a nice sticker. And so one of her friends asked her how much it would be to make her a pair, like for Fantasy to knit a pair for her friend. And I don't know how much she told her, but she told her something. And so the girl was like, "Okay, I'll pay you." And so she made a pair for her friend, and her friend paid her for them, and she took them in yesterday for the girl. And like she barely got in and she was like, "Love me." And so she got them for her friend, and now her other friends or other kids in school are like, theoretically, how much would it be for a pair of gloves? So she started a fingerless gloves business. Yeah, so she's apparently taught two different teachers how to either cast on or knit in general. And I guess other kids ask her because she takes it to school. She takes her knitting to school, and if they're done with work, like if she's done with work and they have free time, she'll knit there in class. And some of the other kids just kind of stare at her, and some ask like, "How do you do that?" or whatever. But yeah, so she's started a fingerless glove business at school. It is amazing. They have these periods where like it you can have like a club meeting like Fridays during this special time. She'll usually have an archery meeting now that archery is starting. But like there are several days during the week that they have this like special time that if they need help from a teacher or they need to make up a test that they missed because they were absent or whatever, they can use this time to meet with that teacher or whatever. So the one teacher had her come during that time and teach her like how to cast on knitting or something or how to just knit in general. And another one I think needed help casting off like how to finish, how you get it off the hook when you're finished. And so then she helped another teacher do that. I was like, you could make a whole business out of teaching them how to knit or do things with knitting. And I mean, she's still like she hasn't been knitting for like ever. It's like within the last year that she's really started to knit. So it's pretty cool that she's like the go-to person. She sent a picture of the pizza snake I made to one of her friends cuz her friend has a snake. And her friend was like, "Oh my god, ask your mom how much it would be to make me one." And at that time, I was like, I don't know, I'm not really that great at it. You know, like it was just like a one off to try. I mean, I bought the pattern, but like, you know, I didn't know if it was something that I was going to want to do, like sell the pieces. Um, but I feel pretty comfortable now. I might tell her friend that I would, you know, $20 and I'll make you one or whatever. Well, did I do that? I did. I turned the way I was holding it. Right? She could just like my sewing stuff, which I still technically have a Facebook page for, but I haven't really like been on it in a while. Um when I did my sewing stuff, I had very little like on hand pre-made that was like ready to ship. You know, you pay it ships. A lot of it was made to order. But also I was making children's clothing and doing embroidery. So everything needed to be like size specific. Like you want this dress in this size in this fabric. You know what I mean? So I didn't really make it ahead of time. Like people would order and I'd be like, "Okay, before you pay me or before I invoice you, it's going to take me a week to like make it plus shipping time." And they would agree or not agree. And like if you needed it sooner, okay, well then there's going to be a rush fee. Kind of a deal. Like so almost everything was ordered and then made because of the type of stuff I was making. But with this crochet, I think much like carrot, I want to add them to my fourth wall, or even just like put in Discord like, hey, if you like any of the ones that I post in the Discord, you can order them. You know, you can let me know and I'll tell you how much it is, or kind of a deal. I'll ship it to you. But I think with a lot of the crochet, I could have more like made and ready to ship versus ordered. But again, with the way like shipping is right now, I don't think I could really ship anything overseas. Like, out of the United States cuz it's such a mess right now. I really need to get better pictures than just like semi lighted pictures here on my desk. I know I would love to be able to send overseas, like, but it's just so messed up right now. Like there's some that won't even ship to the United States, so I don't know how shipping to them works either. Like right now, it's just kind of bad. What I need to figure out, so I kind of know a way around it, kind of. In the sense that I need to figure out if any of the people I currently know that are still in the military are overseas. Because, so when we were stationed in England, and even when he was stationed in Korea and Japan, you technically have a U.S. address at the post office. So, like the post office on base, you have a mailbox there with a United States post office address. So it's like P.O. Box, whatever, APO. And some of them are APO, some are AE. But like you have an American address. So if I know somebody in Europe right now or in England, I could mail them the item to their American address on base at the post office, and then they could ship it via whatever the local post office is once it gets to them. Okay, sorry, hubby message. Said his personal phone died trying to get through the hemp shielding at the training. And so I have to, if I need him, I need to use his work phone number. So, like, that's kind of a way around it because I technically have an American address. But I don't know of the people I know if anybody's overseas right now. cotton candy, maybe? I think that's what this is supposed to be. Cotton candy. And then a chocolate frog in the other window. So, I don't know if you'll be able to see it because it's super tiny. A chocolate frog symbol, you know, stamped on here. And then I think this is supposed to be a cotton candy. I don't know. It screams cotton candy to me, but I don't know. Fair amount of pieces left over, but also pretty common pieces to have left over. I was like, oh, what am I clicking here? I don't know anymore. Oh, I didn't check if I missed anything during the... No, I didn't. Okay. Okay, so bag 4, and that is gonna be... Mrs. Flume. Yeah, that looks like her. So I think I'm going to do it 5 bags a stream because with the amount of bags and they're split up, it would be like 3 weeks of it. So, let me look at my calendar. It'd be this week, next week, and into the first week of October. Oh, windows, curved windows, yay. I feel like this is my hair. Like this is what my hair looks like. Okay, she's going to have a cookie. Okay, so. And she does have the double face, you know, a normal face and an angry face. We're going to go with the normal face because Ron hasn't messed something up yet. So there's Mrs. Flume. We'll just set her out here on the sidewalk for now because I don't want to put her down and then immediately have to move her. So this way. Says we need 10 of these. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. A wild clang? Oh, it's the little gear thing. Okay, so we want one on the end. My guess is these are going to be used to help the window have that kind of bay window effect. Arms around me, arms around me, arms around me. Going around your arms around me, arms around me, arms around me. Okay, it says light green or dark green. And just show on top of it, but it doesn't show. Oh, never mind. I was like, how do you want that to clip? Oh, if I move my fingers, I can see the whole piece. Oh. I keep telling myself I need to do it, but I always think about it when I'm not at the computer or when I'm busy at the computer. I need to look up a pumpkin patch. Okay, so 2 of these we put more cotton candies. More what I'm calling cotton candies. I'll have to turn that to make sure I got it lined up. Because it's hard from the angle I have it, so you guys can see. This almost looks like a chocolate fountain to me. Oh, did put a good job lining that up. Oh, now all the windows. I don't know about you guys, but these curved windows, my fingers always hurt after you do so many of them. Just in general, windows, like when you have to do a lot of them. Yeah, that didn't want to go on. Another text. Oh, okay. All the windows. 2 more windows. Nope. Almost put it up there with only 1 window in the frame. Then we'll see how those cotton candies look after putting the window in. Because I may have bumped them. Nope, still looks good. So this is how our windows look. Okay, now we're gonna make something that'll go inside in a minute. Yeah, the boy loves like pumpkin patch corn maze places. So I need to find one in our area or not too far. Oop, another sticker. So it says we need this piece, this piece, and this. Oh, Strange Antiquities is still scheduled to come out tomorrow. Whether it does or not, I don't know. But I'm excited. Hopefully it will be fairly cheap and I can pick it up. Number 7. They want it more up towards the top. Never mind. Like a register. We attach it and I'll show it to you guys. So did it get wonky? No, it looks even. Kevin! Welcome in, Kevin! Hopefully you're having a good day. We are starting on Hogsmeade Village. It is 3,228 pieces. So, we'll have like 3 weeks of this. Oh, like a scale. How much candy you put in the... Only like 9 hours ago. Crazy has a super long day today, too. Yeah, only 3,228 pieces. Only. I can't count the number of times that I said, that's it, you're going to bed. Like, either get your act to bed together or you're going to bed. Like, you're going in your room. What are you trying to do, Alex? Are you trying to make an eyeball? I thought we were mad at Joe again. Which I feel. Like, the amount of times I was frustrated with the kids. I totally feel that. Oh, I don't know how to do brownie squares. I have no idea. I have no help with that. I don't know if Steel or Rabbit are either. I honestly have no clue how to do a granny square. And I know when you buy like the packs, they're like this is a granny square skein, like like you're supposed to have like a certain tension and the amount of stitches, and it makes it so like the certain colors are certain places than the granny square, but I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know either. I look at them and I go, I know that's frustration I'm not interested in. Honestly, I've not even ever tried them because I looked at them and I can feel the level of frustration that you're currently having, and because that's how I feel just looking at them going, nope, it's not going to go well. Maybe there's a trick to them that makes them like incredibly easy, but I have no clue. Right, like I have no clue. I look at them and they seem really like hard to do. But maybe there's a trick to that makes them super easy that we just don't know. We'll have to find somebody who does it. I wonder. I wonder if Sarcastic Kitten knows how to do them, or Ranch Pesto. I'm trying to think. I of all the people I've seen crochet on stream, I don't know that I've ever seen any of them do a granny square. Sleeping Luna, maybe? Excuse me. Wear your hat and like it. Hydrate. Thank you, Cosmic. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. Cosmic, do you know how to do a granny square? Alex is not having the lux with it. I have no clue. I look at them and I just see frustration. Look, it's a skeleton inside the window, and he has a top hat on. Sticker number 14. There's two number 14. Oh, Alex, there you go. Cosmic knows how. I said maybe there's a trick to them that makes them super easy. You know, because some of that stuff looks super hard, and then you learn like the one trick, and you're like, oh my god, this makes it like exceedingly easy. Why was I ever worried about it? Maybe you know the trick. That was the sticker. And we put the skeleton right here. Well, the skull, I guess, not really skeleton. Move that one just a smidgen. My thing, so I guess my fear is that I look at those skeins that are like, you know, meant to be like 4 granny squares, so the color changes and it's meant to change at certain points in the granny square. So like if you don't do the granny square right, the color is not where it's supposed to be. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I'd be good at that. So I haven't even tried. I have no clue how to do a granny square. Yeah, well, when I was at the when I was getting yarn last time, they had like a display of those skeins that are meant to meant for granny squares. So like it just automatically changes, but I was like, man, I doubt I would ever be like in the right spot at the right time to have that happen the way it's supposed to. But Alex has been trying to do a granny square and she is not having the luck. And I was trying to think of all the people I've seen crochet on stream and who might know how to do one. And then you came in. I'm trying to read what this says. Oh, Fizzing Whizbees. Alex, Cosmic says she knows how to do granny squares. And that she's actually quite good at them. So maybe you could get with Cosmic and have her explain the wonders that she knows. I have not even attempted granny squares, so I have no clue. I didn't even look at a pattern for them yet. I was like, no, I'll just keep making the weird animals. So we have green bubbles and yellow bubbles. This is a 14 again. So same sticker. And it goes on the other shelf. And that's what it looks like inside the store. Oop, another sticker. Another Fizzing Whizbees. I'm telling you, maybe she knows the secret. I can't tell you how many like different things seem so hard, and then the person's like, "Oh no, you just do this," and suddenly it becomes like so easy, and you're like, "Why is this not just general knowledge?" Maybe she knows the secret. Well, it's obvious she knows the secret. She's doing them, but you know what I mean. Like, she can tell you the secret. Oh, it even gave an extra one of these. Which I guess that's odd to me. I wouldn't think this would be an extra piece, but... How much longer to the bean is supposed to be here, Cosmic? I know you're nearing the end, but I don't know how close to the end you are. So my idea was to make Joe his sweater out of granny squares. Right? Because that's like a way to kind of like break it down. Because you could make a bunch of granny squares and then sew them together. Oh, I hate when they have me do this. Just make one large sticker or print them on there. So we're going to put honeydukes on these curved pieces. Like Gringotts, but hopefully better. Nope. You angled down, you turd. These stickers are not going to be on good, I'm telling you now. Right? She could show you the way, Alex. I honestly have no clue. So this one we're going to do upside down so that I don't lose my mind. And I can't promise they'll be even. That's close. Close enough for government work. I know that Carrot and a few others wanted to be shown the ways too. I wish I would rather have one giant sticker that I have to put across two pieces than try to line two stickers up. Because I can never get them lined up. Like, one is always just slightly different than the other. This one's angling up. I would rather have two pieces and one sticker than this two sticker business. Because they're never like even. I could just put the pieces on like this and then tip it and put one sticker across both. They could then use a box cutter, a sharp, an X-Acto knife, and just go whoop and cut it. See, look, this is not, it's not even. You can't see it though. It's so like little that I can't even show you, but they're not even and it's going to bother me. And there's, I don't take my sets apart. They are forever together. I don't glue them though. How do they want that? I don't know. So let's put one of these on first. Okay. So then we put Honeydukes in the middle as well. Part of me wishes when they do this that they would just print it on the brick instead of like having the sticker. There's really nothing wrong with doing it that way, the way they did it. But my OCD hates that. Like I can't get them like perfectly even. It is really like an OCD issue, like a personal issue. Okay, so a 4. How do you start yours? The way the 2 tutorials I've watched start them isn't with a magic circle. That's the way I was originally shown and couldn't understand. You start with a magic circle. A magic circle, Alex. The magic circle is the answer to everything. Unless you're carrot, and then it's a magic butthole. Okay, put the gremlin to bed. Okay. So we want this part there, and then this the bridge. I'm about to be done with the game that I am playing. I can help. Okay. How close are you to being, done with baby? Like how far along in the pregnancy? I know you're pretty far, but I don't know like how far. Okay, yeah, I did that right. I know the last like 10 weeks felt like it took forever. Like the closer to the end I got, it felt like the longer it was taking. For me, I hit about 36 weeks and I was like, you can take this baby anytime you want. Like, I'm done. It's done. It's fine. It can come out now. Yeah, like once I hit 30 weeks, I was like, I'm done. And then like it seemed like those last 10 weeks took forever to pass by. Yeah, like there is no comfortable position, there is no anything. Like everything just is like uncomfortable. I reached the point where I was like, clothing, it's so uncomfortable. Like nothing, like even maternity clothes, you're like nothing just fits right, nothing like you're just uncomfortable in your own body. That's how I was anyway. Yes. Yes. Mhm. Yeah, just like you're for me it was like everything. Like there was no comfortable way to sit, stand, lay. Like my whole like I was just tired of being in my own skin. Like I don't like it here anymore. I want this to be over. It's the waddle. I called it the waddle. Like you're not really walking right anymore anywhere. Like it's a waddle. Okay, I know I've had this turned towards you guys so you can see, but I need to see to put this piece on. So, did I do that right? I guess I did. Cuz the other way wouldn't really make sense. So, yeah, I had the right way. Yeah. Okay. I messed something up. There we go. One piece twisted one way and another piece twisted another way, and it wasn't flat anymore. If I had a phone tripod, I could record a video for Alex on how to start the granny squares. You could. Can you record on Discord? Okay, it's on there, but it feels like it's not on there like laying flat. But I think it's because this piece like hits this, and so it's not like flush. So I'm gonna call it good, or else I'll keep picking at it. But this is how we're at so far. We're gonna have ads in about a minute. So this is the outside of Honeyduke so far. And this is the inside of Honeyduke so far. And that is where we're going to stop today. We also made this little carriage with Cornelius in it. Put my tweezer away so I can find it next week and or on Thursday, not next week, Thursday. Yeah, we'll do this week, next week, and then the first like end of September into October. Like I try to do so many bags and then a craft or a game or something. Ow, I hated like it's true because you're just like so uncomfortable in your own body. Like everything feels for me, especially with Boy Wonder, like at starting at like 28, 30 weeks or something that I was consistently measuring like when they measure you from like your breastbone to your pelvic bone, like at least 2 weeks ahead. And at the end I was 38 weeks measuring 44 weeks. Like I was so stretched out that like everything just felt like stretched. Like I felt like my clothes didn't fit right. I felt like my skin didn't fit right. Like it was just bad at the end. I was like, oh, thank God I'm never doing this again. I keep fluctuating from being ahead to being right on time. Yeah, like, yeah, ads. I'm going to quick go switch my washer and dryer because adulting. Welcome back. Um, so we can either work on this cross stitch, which is supposed to be, I put the picture, I gotta find it. It's supposed to look like that when it's done. Or I have two like bookmark ones. I folded them so that the like the crease would be nice when I unfolded it to find the middle. Um but one is like a witch. Let me find the picture so I can describe it right. The one bookmark is, it looks like a casket and it's a bookshelf, so it's got stuff on the bookshelf. Or the other one is like a witch with like a skull and stuff. Sorry, my brain's like, where are we looking? It's it's called Book of Spells, the one bookmark. So it's got like a almost like an Elvira-esque lady with a witch's hat, and it's got like a moon and candles, and it says like Book of Spells at the bottom. Or the other bookmark looks like kind of like a casket, that kind of shape. And then it's a bookshelf, so it's got like books and like what is supposed to be a moth displayed, and then like a skull with a little candle on top, and it's got like a spider, it's got like a bat at the top and the bottom, and then like the wedge that's between the side of the bookmark and the bat is filled in with like cobwebs. But we could do any of those. I know Alex said she liked the coffin bookmark when I posted the pictures on my Discord. And then this one is supposed to look like Dracula's castle. But I have stuff obviously cut out and the color for this, or I have sorry, and the colors for the bookmark ones in my little thing here where I keep my current projects. My brain is like, what were we trying to do? We don't know anymore, brain. We don't know. Here we go. Let me pull this over here. I can, here we go. We can do Discord right here in the middle. I feel like this is not very big. So this is the, I don't know why that is like way at the top. There we go. This is the casket bookmark. And then the other bookmark is this one. This is the other bookmark. This is the first time I've ever done like bookmarks. I think I did them another time when I was little, but it was like a kit. So like it was different, you know, because it was all set up already. And then this is the Dracula Castle one, the one I have in the hoop currently. Thank you, Yin Yang. I hope you're having a wonderful day as well. But yeah, this is the one I'm doing in the hoop. It's like 6 shades of red. And then there's some black for like shading. We can do the coffin one. I have all of them kind of set up. Like the pieces and like cut out to the right size. Okay, let me close stuff I don't need. And I'm going to quick change the picture in, oh no, not in there, in here. That way. Browse. Because I try to have like a picture of what it should look like, you know, in the corner. That way people can see what we're doing, what it's supposed to look like. We'll put it over here. Because nothing's over there to get like, you know, covered up or whatever. But this is my, and I think the last time I did a bookmark, it was like, it wasn't like you just cut out the fabric. It was like a pre-made bookmark. So you just stitched on, like already like finished and pretty and whatnot, if that makes sense. So I don't think I'm going to be able to like put this in a hoop. So that's why I kind of clipped them to keep like the folds nice and crisp so that it would be easy to like find the middle and whatnot. And I bought this as like a Kindle copy of the it's a book of spooky cross stitch patterns, and in the beginning it shows like if you've never cross stitched before, it gives a very detailed of like how to cross stitch. And so Like I said, if you've never cross stitch, it would be a good like 10, 15, 20, 25, 6, 7, 28, so 14 as well. Sorry, I'm trying. I didn't mark the middle earlier, apparently. Which this middle is questionable because how are you gonna have the middle be like in between rows? Like that's not how that works. Sorry. I forgot to mark the middle. I did it with my other patterns. When I put them like she's having the best time. But yet with my other patterns, when I brought them into paint, I marked the center, but apparently I did not do that with this one. And now I'm like, what thing did I use to mark the center before? Like what pen? Okay, there we go. That's good. Um, okay. So anyway, I bought this book on Amazon, and instead of waiting to have it shipped to me, I bought like the Kindle copy. So the patterns I wanted to make, I like did print screen and brought it into paint, and then like trimmed it down and everything. So there may be some questionable things. Blue 10 is in here somewhere. All the way down the bottom. I will say I've never had to worry about that because my child is literally allergic to the air around her sometimes, so she didn't get to do the lipstick. Or she's 16 and still doesn't really wear makeup for the same reason that she is sometimes allergic to the air that surrounds her, let alone something else. Oh, but you know what? He wears the clothing too, so that's always been my stance. You wear the clothing, you can help fold it. I used to fold Crazy's clothing and put it away, and then I reached a point where I was like, you know what? You're a grown man. You can fold your clothes. You can fold your clothes. So now I just dump them on the bed and they're waiting for him. Welcome back, Alex. We are going. Listen, laundry gets washed and dried the same day. Folding is a 7 to 10 business days kind of a situation. We are working on the coffin a bookmark, Alex. I cut both bookmarks out because I knew you liked them. We talked about them the other day. However, I'm going to have to hold the thing because I don't think it really fits in a hoop. So you're just gonna have to bear with me as I hold it. Yeah, it lives in the basket. It lives in the basket. Like, if you want it done faster, feel free to do it yourself. That is always an option. When the kids were really little, I would make sure their clothing got folded and actually put in the drawer because I didn't want to be digging through a basket trying to get them dressed. But that was about it. Everything else was 7 to 10 business days. I suppose I could move this closer so you guys could like actually see what I'm doing. Work with me a little bit, camera. Like I said, I'm gonna have to hold it. And once okay, I've got a couple stitches done, so I can move my finger off the, holding the thread in, so a little easier. Glad to help. That's what I'm here for, Alex, to help remind people that they need to do laundry. Because God knows I forget I need to do it often enough. So, oh, I should switch my stuff. Let's switch to makers and crafters. Oh, it's makers and crafting. I always just want to say makers and crafters, but you know. The crochet bin of doom. I like that. Okay, that should be 6. 2, 4, 6. Okay. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Ooh, I can. And it doesn't like too much to store. So, 5 more? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes Crazy will be like, "Where's the clean towels?" I'm like, "Right there in the laundry basket." I have not folded them or put them away. I look at them every time I walk by them because our wash machine and dryer is basically in our kitchen. But I have not been moved to doing anything about it. So I need to wash our comforter too. He just can't get it right. I feel you. 6. Right, yeah, okay, so one more. Yeah, like, so we used to fold our towels a different way, but once we moved into this house, I had to change the way I folded them so that they would fit in this cabinet correctly. Like for optimum space, you know? Yeah, so I used to do the just, you know, towel this way in again, and then fold in half and stick them in. But the cabinet in this bathroom that we moved into when we bought our house, then you can't put another row in, and you're left with all this space. And now I have towels that have nowhere to go, so now I have to tri-fold them. Still in half, but then that is tri-fold. And So I had to reteach him how to fold towels. Like, this is how we fold the towels now. Yeah. I have been a stay at home for most of our marriage. Um, but there are still things I make him do. Like, the way I talked about it when we first agreed that I would stay home, because otherwise, like, I wouldn't really be making any money. It would all be going to daycare anyway, so why bother? Um, by the time I paid for daycare, gas, lunches, there's not really any money left. Why bother? Kind of a deal. Um, but there were certain things like yes, I was a stay at home, so I would grocery shop and do the laundry and cook and stuff, but you still live in this house. You're not like there are still things. I don't do bathrooms. I don't clean toilets and showers. That is Crazy's job. I don't do that. And the children are old enough now they clean their own bathroom. And how they choose to split that between the two of them is their business. But yeah, I don't clean our bathroom. He does. And when the kids were really tiny and couldn't really help clean a bathroom, he cleaned both bathrooms. But he cooks on Sundays and he does dishes and 1, 2, 3. Did I mark that? No, I didn't. Because why would I mark it off? I long to confuse myself about where I am in the pattern. I take the clean mop to the tub with tub cleaner. That works. But the way I talked about it when we were talking about if I would be a stay at home was that as a stay at home, I viewed it as more like my job was to raise the children. That didn't mean every chore in the house magically became mine. Although I did most of the chores, but like he folds his own laundry and he cleans the bathrooms, and on Sundays he cooks and does the dishes, which that was just something he started doing on his own. Like, I didn't say he should. Okay, and then we want one out. But he helps with the laundry, like folding and just doing the laundry sometimes. I just refuse to clean toilets. But the bathroom is his. So And of course, he mows the lawn because I've never mowed the lawn a day in my life. Well, that's not true. When the boys, well, really, when both of them were learning to mow the lawn, I would show them, like, hey, this is how you do this part. You know, you have to, like, turn the mower this way or that way. But I don't mow lawns. Ah, I'm stuck. But I had 2 under 2. I was not going to do literally everything. And some days I got nothing done. And I learned pretty early that that had to be okay because some days gremlins just don't let you do anything. Like somebody wants to be held all day and you can't really do anything else. And some days it felt like you never stopped cleaning, but everything was still a mess because, like, as soon as you were done in that room, like, they would just trash it right back to having done nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yep, that's right. Now we start going across. Like some days, Crazy would come home and he'd be like, "How was your day?" And I was like, well, the house is still standing and the children are both alive. I think that's the most you can expect from today." Why won't you cooperate and let me just, bend and there we go. And I know everybody like has a different way of like when you already have a kid, you do different things to like kind of incorporate the new baby to the child who's already there, so there's not like jealousy and whatnot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Um, my sister-in-law like got each kid a gift when the new one was born to show that she still cared. I just went, "It's your sibling, congratulations." But they were less than 2 years apart, so I think that made it somewhat easier. We never really had any like jealousy issues or anything like that. Okay, apparently I need to move my box further away because I just keep getting stuck on it. 10, 11. That is correct. 5, 10, 11. Okay. She was pretty young. I don't think she really like thought anything about it. She was just like, "Oh, this person lives in our house now. This new thing." She would want to like sit with me when I fed him and stuff, and then she was just like, after a while, she was like, "Okay, the newness has worn off." That's 5 more. Should be 16. Yep, I was right. I didn't lose count. Okay, 5 more. Okay, should be 21. Yep. Because I cannot keep track of the count and talk to you guys at the same time, apparently. Not in my repertoire. Yeah, this is the first time doing like a bookmark from nothing. Like I cut out the fabric and everything. Before I've used like they've been kits, so like they came with like a finished bookmark, like finished edging, and you just sewed in the middle. So this should be 6 down. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good idea, Alex, to feed yourself. I cheated. You know those like big containers of soup you can buy at the store? It's already made. You just need to heat it up. I bought a pack that from Sam's Club, so from the bulk store. So it had two big cups of it, tubs of it. And I just threw it in the crock pot on like the lowest temp I could, so that it would heat up. And then, when we're ready to eat, or near the time, I'm gonna make some croissants. to have to dip into the soup, and that's dinner. It's broccoli cheddar soup though, so it's good. It's good. One in and five. Yeah, I thought that. I was like, I didn't pay attention to which side I ended on. But also with Crazy having like a super long day today at work, he won't have to like reheat dinner or whatever. It'll just be in the crock pot on warm. Oh, Alex, did I tell you I sold my first eyeball? Crazy's coworker was like, I made him the keychain one, doing the 24-hour stream. And he was like, how much for a regular sized eyeball? And I told him $10. So I sold my first eyeball. Felt like there was a knot, but there's not. Maybe it's just shorter thread. And I was like, ooh, I sold my first crochet piece. I was so excited. Okay. Move this picture down some. Okay. A wild combi is loose in chat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 this time. Oh, I don't own that ball. I need more balls. I'll do it later. I'm not really worried about it. I've been trying to just switch it from like different balls that I already own because apparently I have a ton of balls that I've been ignoring or accumulating. And so I've just been trying to switch it to different types of balls. Like I had a ton of great balls and premier balls and like regular Pokeballs. So I was trying to go through those before buying more. Two, three, four, five, six. I'll switch it during the next ad. I'm not worried about it. Okay, find the hole. Jesus. And we'll go in again, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 again. Well, really, 4. And then on the 5th one, we go across. But I have no idea how many more X's this little bit of thread will get us, so we'll just see where we get to. I'll probably do the last 3 on this side with what's left, and then start a new one to go across. So the same things are still currently in the lead on the Crafttober polls, which is pumpkin, spooky, and black, I believe. So I think if it keeps going that way, we will attempt to do the pumpkin couple. Or at least one of the pumpkin couple. If it goes anything like the dragon did, you know. Nothing really fast happens. We can always do a co-stream craft and you know, we're all on the same time co-streaming but doing whatever craft. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like a stitching bitch. Well, that's what I was thinking. They are two separate patterns, but I could like do I could cut like one piece of fabric and figure out the spacing cuz okay, let me bring Discord back up and I'll show you what they look like. Bear with me while I attempt to, show you. Where are they? So this is how they have them set up. So there's like a border around them and everything. But I could figure out spacing. And essentially like maybe loosely stitch a piece of thread like up kind of like just to up the middle and be like this is like the middle of the spacing. And then figure out where like the center start is for each of them and then work out. I could do something like that. But this is how they have them done individually. But I could leave like an inch space of like, oh, you can't see my fingers. Wherever my fingers are. Like two of my fingers like this is roughly an inch. So if I left like that much space in between their border and then just did them on the same fabric, you know what I mean? I could do them like in the same, they would be in the same frame, same piece of fabric. Because I mean, the same colors are used for both patterns. It would just be a matter of figuring out like, okay, this is, if I loosely stitch, kind of like a grid, like a piece of grid string. Um, and then figure out, okay, this is the center on this piece, kind of a deal. Excuse me, sir. You stay on the back of the fabric where you belong. But I could do something like that. I bought fabric uh when I was at Michael's yesterday. Really, I put it on like my pickup order. I paid on the internet and then let them shop for me because, you know, it's not like they can mess it up. It's all prepackaged stuff. You're just throwing it in the bag. So I'm not encouraged to go buy more when I just going for the couple items I need. But I bought like the right color fabric because it's like I bought slightly because that's kind of grayish. At least that's the way it kind of looks in the picture. It might be lighting that makes it look more gray than it is. But I bought like a almost like oatmealish kind of color. Um, to do them on. I was hoping that I could also do the like weird crepe miss gingerbread house with the same like little roll, but I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but it's not a big deal. Um like if I can, it's not the end of the world. I'll just get another little roll. I had originally planned to do it on the linen like I did Nevermore, and I'm not doing that because that was a pain in the ass. That is a goal I don't wish to repeat. I think my big problem with that 28 count linen was that as structured as this is, so like you get definite squares. The square looks the same each time. Because the weave on that was so loose, not all the squares look the same. Like not all the X's look the same. Sorry, not squares. Um, and I really didn't like that. Like you probably have to look really close to notice it, but I noticed it, and I was talking about it to Carrot in his stream, and apparently it's not just me. Somebody else was like, "Nah, linen, nope, not for cross stitch." Like a lot of people recommend it, but it's a no for me because it's so like I don't know, delicate. Yeah, like it wasn't uniform because the fabric is so like such a loose weave that um you could just like mush them and then it didn't look the same all the way through. So maybe that count where I have to do, essentially what is four of these squares to do one of those because it's such a small square. But maybe try it like if I can find like a small cheapish pack to try um that isn't linen but is like that higher count. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's just the linen aspect of it, but yeah. I didn't like it. It wasn't like uniform. The X's didn't all look the same. I mean, maybe it was the brand too. Maybe that was something. I don't know. It could be like 100 different things, but I did not like that fabric. So I will not be using the rest of what I have on like another project. Come on, don't you knot up on me. I see the knot. Now I just gotta figure out how to get it unknotted. We are slowly. There we go. Oh, it got like smushed up. There we go. Straighten back out. Even back out. Like I did kind of come up with like a method to the madness as I was going, but it was definitely not my favorite. I'm gonna wait till the ad comes on in just a minute or so. Sorry. Okay. I thought it was another text, but it was not. It's just, let me make all the notifications go. Yeah, I figured I'll wait and change it when the ads come on in just a couple minutes. I figured there would only be one more before the ads came on, and that's the one that's currently happening. Make sure I don't get out of frame. Just a little past the... There we go. Okay, something did not line up. What didn't line up? Did I do one too many across this one? Because knowing my luck, that's what I did. Okay. Should be 1, 2, 3. And a space of 2. 5, 10, 15, 18, 19. Three, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, I did one too many. Oh. Sucky, sucky. That means I did one too many up. So if there was 19 on this, be 20, 21. It should be 21 across. 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yep. Well, all my meticulous... It looks like such a mess of move because I've moved everything around to clean it. I firmly believe you need to make a bigger mess to clean the mess sometimes. Like to reorganize and such. Sometimes you need to make a bigger mess. Because once you start like undoing things to move it around, you wind up like with more mess than you had to begin with. Okay. Finish this row and then fix my Pokeball business. Let's see. open our pokey thing and Avast, knock it off. Avast. I hate when it does this. Go away. I have that Avast antivirus, and sometimes it'll have this thing that like creeps up the side of the monitor, like the edge of your monitor, instead of just being like pop up. This is the notification. It's like do slow as hell up, creeping up the side. I hate it. I wish there was a way to turn it off. I have not figured out how to. Okay, I guess I'll switch it to Great Balls because I have a bunch of those. So let's open this. Yeah, I don't know why it does it. I hate it. It's annoying. The music was doing that because of the pop-up, the ad, like notification trying to pop up. It's it's so annoying, and I don't know why, and it doesn't do it with all notifications. That's the weird thing. Sometimes it just pops up there on the side like, "Hey, this is your notification." And other times it does that like slow creepy crap, and I'm like, "What the heck?" It is annoying. A purse movement in my garden. It's probably a tree. So apparently I put one too many in this top row, which, messed up everything. So funsies, we get to undo. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Sometimes it just pops up and it's there, and sometimes it does the slow roll thing, but it doesn't affect anything else. And then other times it does that where it like makes the music stutter, makes a game stutter, and like I can't make it go any faster by like clicking on it or anything. I just have to wait till it's good and ready. Stupid. I have looked in the settings and stuff to see if like what makes it do it one way, what makes it do another. But I can't find anything. Ladies and gentlemen, let this be a note, a warning to triple check your counting. I'd blame it on trying to talk and do it at the same time, except I miscount when I'm just sitting here by myself, so. Something's happening. I hear the pody pose. This morning, coming home from dropping Fantasy off at school, I heard like sirens like the police, and so I was like, which way is it coming from? And I couldn't see him anywhere, and so I looked where I needed to turn, and bam, there was the cop, and I was like, oh, well, that answers the question of where they are. Sorry, it keeps like tangling. There we go. Okay, there's that piece. Now we get to undo. I feel like I'm undoing most of what I've done, and that is probably true, but also my fault for not triple checking my counting. This is what happens when you're off by one. And normally I might like try to find a way to make it work, but I don't think I could do that in this pattern. Oh well, life happens. Apparently, it's the day for undoing because Carrot had to undo some too. I think this is going back. Yep. My hand is like, what are you doing? Almost done undoing, but just a couple more. So those of you that stream as well, do you guys have like social media like Instagram and TikTok to like drive people to your channel? I'm not sure. Like it sounds bad, but I think that's more work than I want to put in. Plus I don't find myself entirely entertaining, so Lumberjack Josh, I have Instagram, but don't advertise my Twitch, and I only promote my Twitch channel when we are at conventions. Yeah, I like because I see people like I don't have TikTok or Instagram. I'm old. I just have Le Facebook. Um, but I'll see people like post, like clips or like little, whatever's to like drive people towards their, whatever. And I'm like, I just don't know if I want to do that. And welcome in, Lumberjack. Sorry, you just had to watch me stitch for an hour to undo half of that in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I probably still have in my space if I went to it. I don't know that I would know like the login anymore, but I probably honestly still have one. Because it's not like they undo your account. I'll be honest, at this point, I just like occasionally share like pictures of my kids with like relatives that I don't see often. Or like repost stuff, like share it. And doom scroll on Facebook. I don't even really like do anything on Facebook really anymore. Okay. Let me make sure this is 21. In between should be 21. Yeah, because in between was 90. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yes, it is. Woohoo! I mean, I use my Facebook, like not my personal account, but I have like I, I don't even want to call it a business account because it's not really a business, but I blog about books. And so I share a lot of like, check this book out or this book's on sale, but that's like not on my personal page. I have like a page for that. I guess they call it a business page, but like, I don't really consider it a business, but business implies I get paid, and I guess technically I do. I just get paid in books, which I'm not opposed to. Please take this book and read it, and then tell me and everyone else what you think about it. Okay. Reading's an expensive hobby. Well, I guess not the reading part, but the buying the reading material. But like, I don't. I used to like do more on Facebook and stuff, but now I'm just like, nope. It's doom scrolling and the occasional like, took the kids to the zoo. Here's some pictures. I have Discord on here, but I always joke that I'm bad at that too because I just don't really like post a lot. I mean, there is like a social media aspect to this. I mean, even if you only have a Discord, the object is to like engage with your fans and or viewers, whatever you want to call them. And depending on what you intend to get out of Twitch, like how, you know what I mean? Like, are you trying to make it pay at least some of your bills? Then, you need to be more, you know, geared to finding like bringing an audience in and things like that. Okay. Now we're back to where we kind of started. I think this is 7, 5, 6, 7. Yep, yep. I always make the joke that if I ever make enough to have to pay taxes on my Twitch, like 3 Lego sets will cover that. My business expenses exceed how much I made. Never mind, that's not wanting to cooperate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I honestly don't see myself like getting very big, but like in terms of like somebody who has like hundreds of viewers when they come on. If I get 10 people, I'm like ecstatic. Would I like to one day pay bills with Twitch money? Sure. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not. Okay, Mouse, where are you? Oh, there you are. She didn't message me, so she must have got the bus. On days she has archery, she has to get a bus from her school to one of the other schools. And sometimes, crap happens and she misses it because she's not able to like get to the office and pick up her bow and get to the bus. So I try to keep my phone nearby in case she needs to say, "Hey, come pick me up." But it's about 15 minutes after school, so she probably would have messaged me if she missed the bus by now. Okay. We are very close to where I messed up before. 2, 6, 7. So, we are marginally back on track. Need to take her this weekend to get her bow looked at because she says it needs to be restrung. And she said that once before, and then when we took it, the guy was like, "Nope, it just needs a tightening." So We need to take it to get looked at, and they'll let us know. So, when she was a freshman, they made the comment once that at least once a year, one kid's bowstring like breaks at the worst moment. And I think she's petrified to be that kid. So she's like, oh, it needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. And we bought a second bowstring fairly early on. This way we would have it when she needed it. And she just keeps it in her bow case. But we'll take her this weekend and see what they say. Like, she's determined not to be that kid whose bowstring breaks, like, in the middle of a competition or something. Which I don't blame her. If I were in her position, I'd be worried about that too. Be like, I don't want to be that person. Plus, we need to look for some more arrows um, in the colors she already has. So this way, if when she starts doing center shot competitions, she has the right amount of arrows. Because right now, when she competes with the school is in charge of supplying the arrows. But if she starts going to competitions on her own, she will be responsible for having arrows for the competition. So right now, she's got two sets of extra 6 and 6, but they say you should have more than 6 arrows in case something goes wrong. Or more than 5 hours. Sorry, she's got 5 hours, I think. But they say you should have like 10 of each color. Um, just in case things go wrong. You know, like a fletching messes up or an arrow breaks. So we need to get her a couple more of the two colors she has. And they suggest you have a light color and a dark color because it's usually two kids to a target. And so they don't want you both using dark arrows and then how to, like messing up like whose is whose shot is whose. So they have a dark and a light color on each target. About 20 more minutes of stream, and then we will find it's a new person day. So if there is a person that you like that you think I don't know about and would like to suggest, feel free. I'm trying to be better at like not just wading into the same people I know over and over. So Okay, now we are doing what we were when we realized. Yay, we met up where we were supposed to this time. Sorry, I'm almost out of frame, guys. Um, I don't know if anybody watches it, but Downton Abbey had a movie released this past Friday, and there's a new season of called The Midwife on Netflix and Heartland on Netflix. If anybody watches any of that. Okay. Doot. Doot. Now we'll scroll back down some so we can. Okay. I need to go two past. And Strange Antiquities still says it's set to release tomorrow. So I will keep an eye on that. I don't know how much. I'm hoping not too much. I liked Strange Horticulture, which apparently has more ways to end than one. There's like 5 endings, so we could replay that too. In fact, I think we started to replay it, but I don't remember. Okay. I'm trying to remember how much I paid for Strange Horticulture to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a minute since I bought it, so I'm trying to remember. I could probably go back and look, but I don't. Off the top of my head, remember. Two, five, six. Okay. Two. So 6, and then one below one, the bar. But if it does come out tomorrow, because I know sometimes they'll like it'll get kind of pushed around. Um. So we'll see. Oh, that had 2 eyeballs. I should have done two. Oh well. 2, 3. Depending on price, I might get that tomorrow. But also maybe that's what we can do. If I get it tomorrow, then maybe that's what we can do Thursday after we build. Um, Whatever you guys want to do. I am just here. I liked the demo. And I liked Strange Horticulture, so. And I like that Galactic game that we did the demo of, but it still hasn't gone down. They still want like $35 for it. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to pay that much. Okay. 2 more. Okay, that isn't terrible. Like I said, I've definitely seen games be more. Come on. Okay. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's later. It gets more detail added to it, but it's gonna be spider. And in the book that I got these patterns from, she talks about like how to finish a bookmark, like so it looks pretty and done. Um and she says you can like put a piece of felt or fabric on the back if you want, but she likes leaving hers like just like this on the back, nothing over them. So you can see like the back, but I don't know. I think maybe I'll put a piece of fabric or a piece of felt just so like things don't get loose and then come undone. Not that I'm like anywhere near done with it, but you know what I mean. Two, 4, 6. Yep. Okay. Make sure we're still even. I'm sorry, Alex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. I think I'm going to go down and around, and then I'll come back up the other side. If I have thread left after connecting, it won't be hard to go in down here to where there's more black. Should be 5 total. So 2, 3, 4, one more. That whole week, like after the 24-hour, my body was like, do we want to get sick or no? We're really, really thinking about it. Okay. More for the bottom. Okay, let's see. It should be level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And up. Okay. We'll do 2 more stitches and then look for somebody to raid into. If anybody, today's a raid into a new person day, so there's somebody on that you know that maybe I don't, and you think we should go to, let me know, and we'll go towards that one. Also, do we want this to be a bookmark that I only work on during stream? Because that's fine. I have other stuff I could do off stream. So it doesn't get messed up. I'll stick this in there too so it doesn't get messed up. Okay, let me hit lay save. Oh, 10 times to make sure. Let's see. Raid channel. see. Guys building armies. That person speaks French, Dutch. Maybe they speak Spanish. This person says they're on the path to affiliate. It says beneath the dogwoods, thrift store haul, and they're making mini journals. So let's do stream ending. Bring my keyboard forward so I can type, because that's helpful. Let's do shout out to beneath the woods. Did I spell it wrong? Oh no. Thank you. I hope you all had a great day. Enjoyed what we did. I know we were kind of all over the place today. We undid, redid. Well, we'll get there eventually. I'll save that bookmark to work on during stream only. That way you guys, I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. If you want me to only work on it on stream, I'm fine with that. I have other projects and things to do off stream. God knows I have enough craft supplies to last a lifetime. But I will be back Thursday from noon to 4 again. I have the bongo cat thing if anybody hasn't and wants to have their little kitty up there too. We'll work more on Hogsmeade Village, and then, I don't know, either, depending if I get Strange Horticulture or Strange Antiquities tomorrow, maybe we'll play that on Thursday. I really liked that demo. Hopefully the game comes out tomorrow like it's supposed to. But, I'm going to start the raid. Just give a warning when you're showing it, and it's 3 finished friends. Yeah, like, I'll probably have a bunch of different stuff. You know, I have always multiple things going on. But I thank everyone for hanging out today, whether you chatted or just lurked or, you know, we're here for 5 minutes or the whole time. I really do appreciate you could, you know, not show up at all and just show up in other people's. I appreciate that even if you lurk, you're here for a little bit. Let me remember to copy my thing because I always forget. My chat thing moved and then it wouldn't let me copy. There we go. What are you doing, you silly knigget? There we go. Anyway, now that I can copy in pasta, I hope you all have a great day and a good week until I see you again, whether it's in my stream, your stream, somebody else's stream. I hope you all are well and that everything goes good for you.